Have you ever wondered how a single piece of land can fuel a centuries-old dispute? Let's journey to Ayodhya, India. Here, a piece of land isn't just dirt and grass. It's a symbol steeped in religious belief, political maneuvering, historical narratives, and cultural identity. The Ayodhya Ram Mandir dispute isn't a simple land feud. It's an intricate tapestry of faith, power, history, and culture that has shaped and continues to shape a nation. The Ayodhya Ram Mandir dispute is one such instance that has stirred the nation of India for centuries. To understand the depth of this dispute, we need to delve into its roots. Our journey back in time takes us to the 16th century, during the reign of the Mughal Empire in India. A mosque, known as Babri Masjid, was erected in the city of Ayodhya, Uttar Pradesh. This mosque, however, was not just a religious structure, but a focal point of a conflict that would reverberate through the annals of Indian history. The crux of the contention lies in the belief held by many Hindus that the site of the Babri Masjid is, in fact, the birthplace of Lord Rama, a revered deity in Hinduism. Lord Rama, seen as the seventh avatar of the god Vishnu, holds a place of immense significance in Hindu mythology. Ayodhya, believed to be Rama's birthplace, is considered a sacred city, a pilgrimage destination for millions of Hindus. As the narrative goes, it's said that a grand temple dedicated to Lord Rama existed on this very site, but was demolished to make way for the mosque during the Mughal rule. This claim, however, is steeped in controversy, with historical evidence proving elusive and interpretations of existing evidence subject to intense debate. For centuries, the Babri Masjid stood on this disputed site, a symbol of Islamic architecture amidst the predominantly Hindu city. The tension simmered beneath the surface, occasionally flaring up, but never quite reaching a boiling point until the late 20th century. The question that persisted was whether the mosque was a symbol of cultural invasion or a testament to India's diverse heritage. Hindus and Muslims, two communities deeply rooted in their faith, found themselves embroiled in this dispute. It was not just about a piece of land or a religious structure anymore. It was about history, faith, cultural identity, and the complex relationship between two of the world's oldest religions. And thus, the seed of the dispute was sown, a dispute that would span centuries. As the centuries passed, the dispute intensified with key turning points that fueled the fire. Let's delve into some of the major incidents that escalated the Ayodhya Ram Mandir dispute. Our first stop on this timeline takes us to the year 1949. It was in this year that idols of Lord Ram mysteriously appeared inside the Babri Mosque. This incident led to an uproar, further stoking the fires of the conflict. The place was declared disputed and was locked up to avoid further confrontations. Fast forward to the 1980s and we find ourselves at another critical juncture. It was in this decade that the gates of the mosque were reopened. This decision, made by the government of the day, sparked a resurgence in the dispute. The opening of the gates was seen by some as a political move, and it led to an increase in tension and hostility between the two communities. Perhaps the most dramatic turning point came in 1992 with the demolition of the Babri Mosque. This incident sent shockwaves not only through India but across the world. The entire country was engulfed in communal violence, leading to a loss of life and property. This event marked a significant escalation in the dispute, and it became clear that a resolution was more urgent than ever. However, these incidents were not just about a physical structure, whether it was a temple or a mosque. They were about identity, faith, and the historical narrative of a nation. Each of these incidents added a new layer to the dispute, making it more complex and difficult to resolve. These turning points, and others not mentioned here, have been instrumental in shaping the course of the Ayodhya dispute. They have not only deepened the divide, but also complicated the process of finding a solution. While the conflict has seen periods of calm, These incidents have served as constant reminders of the deep-seated issues at the heart of the dispute. Each of these incidents added a new layer to the dispute, making it more complex and difficult to resolve. The courts became the battleground for this dispute, culminating in a landmark judgment. Indeed, the legal saga of the Ayodhya Ram Mandir dispute was a marathon, not a sprint. It spanned decades, involved multiple court cases, and witnessed arguments and counter-arguments that left no stone unturned. The legal proceedings began in earnest in the 1950s when the first of many lawsuits was filed. These early cases primarily sought to establish the rights of both Hindu and Muslim communities to worship at the disputed site. The courts were tasked with weighing the historical and religious significance of the site for both communities, a delicate balancing act that would set the tone for the legal battles to follow. In the 1980s, the focus shifted towards the archaeological evidence presented by the Archaeological Survey of India. The findings suggested the presence of a structure predating the Babri Masjid, which many believed was the original Ram Mandir. This evidence added a new dimension to the case, further complicating the legal proceedings. But it was the Supreme Court of India's judgment in 2019 that ended up being the game-changer. After hearing arguments from all sides for 40 days, the court delivered a unanimous verdict. The disputed land was given to the Ram Janmabhoomi Niyas for the construction of the Ram Mandir, while a separate 5 acres of land in Ayodhya was to be given to the Sunni Waqf Board for the construction of a mosque. This judgment, though landmark, was not without its critics. Some argued that it failed to address the deeper issues at the heart of the dispute. Others praised it for its balanced and pragmatic approach, seeing it as a vital step towards communal harmony. The judgment, while not ending the dispute entirely, marked a significant step towards resolution. Indeed, the verdict of the Supreme Court may not have put a definitive full stop to the dispute, but it certainly turned the page to a new chapter in the long and complex history of the Ayodhya Ram Mandir. The Ayodhya Ram Mandir dispute is a testament to the complex interplay of religion, history, and politics. It all began with a clash of historical narratives, escalating into a nationwide controversy. The legal battle was long and fraught, but it eventually led to a resolution that allowed the construction of the temple. But the story doesn't end there. Even as the temple takes shape, the legacy of the dispute continues to resonate, a reminder of the power and the price of religious belief and historical identity.